right, a special shout out to all my fellow cold haters out there. Today, we're diving deep into a survival guide for one of winter's most sneakily brutal periods, the solar term known as Xiaohan, or minor cold.
Now, if you hear the name minor cold and you're thinking, oh, I'll just grab a light sweater, you are in for a very, very rude awakening. The name is one of winter's greatest deceptions. In fact, this isn't some new discovery. There's an ancient proverb that basically calls out this trickery. Minor colds beats major colds, a common and unsurprising thing. And get this, modern meteorological data actually backs this up. This isn't just folklore, we're talking scientific fact.
Which brings us right to our first section, the minor cold deception. Yeah, we're about to unmask what is often winter's true final boss.
So why the super confusing name? Well, the thinking way back when was that the cold hadn't quite reached its absolute ultimate peak. But the reality for many, many regions is that this is it. Statistically, this is the coldest part of the entire year. It's not the opening act, it's the grand finale of cold.
And the reason for this insane cold is that Xiaohan lands smack dab in the middle of a period called Sanju, or the 3 nines. This is the third 9-day block right after the winter solstice, a time when the Earth has just been radiating heat for weeks and the chill really settles deep into its bones.
So what does all this mean for us? It means your body has officially entered what our source hilariously calls a calorie deathmatch against the cold. Your metabolism is working overtime, just burning through energy like a furnace, all in a desperate attempt to keep you warm.
So how do we fight back? How do we win this deathmatch? Well, we use our culinary defense strategy. It's time to arm ourselves with some delicious weapons to win this war on cold.
Down in Guangdong, their #1 weapon of choice is sticky rice. I want you to think of it as your own personal, edible, biological heat pack. See, in traditional Chinese medicine, glutinous rice is believed to be incredibly warming, providing this slow-release, long-lasting energy that just heats you from the inside out.
But of course, the rice doesn't fight alone. Oh no, it brings in reinforcements. You've got cured sausage and pork, and all that delicious fat just seeps into every single grain. You add peanuts and dried shrimp for texture and crunch. And then the soulful scallion, which adds that little bit of zing and helps get the blood flowing. This isn't just a meal, it's a masterpiece of caloric strategy. Now, over in Nanjing, they take a bit more of an elegant approach. Vegetable rice. They use this special local green called dwarf yellow, chopped up really fine and cooked with savory cured meats like salted pork or duck. But you know what the real prize is? The guaba, that golden, crispy crust of rice that forms at the bottom of the pot. Oh, that is pure comfort. For folks up in the north, the strategy is, well, it's simple and very direct. Lamb. Their logic is basically to fight heat with heat. Whether we're talking thin slices cooked in a bubbling hot pot or a rich, hearty soup packed with ginger and herbs, eating lamb on a cold day is like installing a personal nuclear reactor right in your stomach. And then in Taiwan, they're up against a totally different enemy, a damp, bone-chilling cold. Their answer is to activate sesame oil mode. You've got dishes like ginger duck and sesame oil chicken made with this incredibly fragrant black sesame oil and tons of old ginger, all designed to just drive out that internal dampness and create a deep, lasting warmth. So, quick recap on our regional defense forces. You've got Guangdong's sticky rice heat pack, Nanjing's comforting vegetable rice, the North's internal lamb reactor, and Taiwan's dampness-banishing ginger duck. See, everybody has their own perfect weapon for the fight. But survival isn't just about food, right? So let's move on and explore some ancient winter life hacks. We're talking pro tips straight from your ancestors. Way before smartphones, people had this absolutely beautiful way to pass the long winter days called drawing nines. They'd draw a plum blossom with exactly 81 petals, representing the 81 days of this super cold 9/9 period. And each day they would color in one single petal. When the entire flower was finally blooming with color, they knew spring had returned. It's got to be the most romantic countdown calendar I've ever heard of. Xiaohan also works as a really important heads-up. It marks the beginning of La Ye, the final month of the lunar year. And that's your signal to start gathering all the good stuff, like red beans, dates, and nuts for laba porridge, another deeply warming and nourishing winter tradition that follows right after. Okay, now for some practical advice you can use today. Number 1, sleep in. Traditional wisdom says to rest more when the sun is weak to preserve your vital yang energy.
So you see, it's not laziness, it's ancient medicine. 2. Cover your ankles. Put away those cropped pants. The belief is cold enters from the feet. And finally, drink hot water. I'm serious. Keeping your internal core warm just helps your immune system stay strong.
And all of this, the food, the traditions, the life hacks, it all leads us to the true goal of this survival guide. It's not just about a warm stomach, it's about a warm heart.
Because the real warmth of Xiaohan isn't just measured in degrees, it's found in the moments these traditions create. It's the savory aroma of cured meat, the soft texture of sticky rice, the steam rising from a bowl of lamb soup, and most of all, it's the laughter of family gathered together.
So go ahead and mark your calendar. The next Xiaohan is on January 5th, 2026. You now have plenty of time to prepare your own culinary defense strategy. Ultimately, this whole thing shows us that even in the deepest cold, we find ways to create heat and connection. It reminds us that while the world outside may be cold, a full stomach can lead to a very warm heart. Which leaves me with one final question for you. What's your ultimate cold weather comfort food?